Okay, our next principle of the Hermetic principles is the principle of cause and effect. And this is the view in the universe that every effect has a cause and every cause has an effect. Life is not built on only luck. There's always something that creates good times and bad times. The flow of nature is dependent upon causes and effects. So, what we look at this cause and effect is kind of, are we at cause in our life or are we at effect? So, do we see that life happens to us, which is the effect, or are we causing uh, aspects of our life to happen to us? Now, this is really a tricky thing because it takes a requirement of taking 100% responsibility for your experience of being alive. Now, it doesn't mean that you create things that happen to you that are out of your hands. So, for example, if you're walking down the street and a car suddenly jumps the sidewalk and runs into you because someone lost control, I'm not saying that you're responsible for that. You're responsible for the reaction to that. So you're really at cause about your reactions. You're really at cause about your decisions. Every effect that we have in our life has been, and I'm talking specifically adult life, because as children we don't have as much power as we do as adults. But as adults, everything that we have encountered in our life that's within our power to change is based on decisions we make. Those are the causes. So we make a decision, and sometimes the decisions are hard. It's like if you're in a bad relationship, let's say a bad marriage, and your children need you in the house, so you choose to stay in a bad marriage to make sure they're okay till they can leave the house or whatever that situation is like. It's real easy to feel victimized and to blame the person you don't like, that you don't want to be with, but some responsibility still has to rely on you because you are choosing to stay. Now, you say, well, I can't leave my kids. Well, to be fair, you can. People do it, unfortunately, all the time. I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying by recognizing that I made the choice to stay in this to protect my children is a much more resourceful way, as we talked about vibration, energy, and things like that, to feel than I'm stuck here, I'm trapped here, I can't get out. Because every decision that we make as adults, there's going to be a consequence. Sometimes the consequence is really good, sometimes it's not so good. But when we say, I own that, yeah, I own that. I'm staying in this marriage because of the kids. I own it. I can't blame my partner because I'm choosing to stay. I might not like it. I might try to get some help with the relationship. I might try to get some counseling. I might try to minimize my time around the partner, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, we're still choosing to stay. If you had a job that you hate and it's causing you anxiety and depression, all of this, it's not a cool thing. I'd recommend finding another job. But if you aren't able to find a job or you choose not to, it's still in that realm of choice. You say, well, if I'm not able to find a job, I mean, who's going to pay my bills? I mean, technically, you can still choose to leave your job and not work. Millions of people do that. I mean, the outcome isn't that great, but that's still a choice. So when you say to yourself, I always have a choice, yeah, I might not like the choice. I remember a student asked me one time, he says, well, what if they say that, you're going to die, and, how, you can't choose that. And it's like, well, there are some situations that, if some situation I'm dying, but I can choose maybe how I respond in that moment if I have the psychological ability to do that, depending on the situation. Uh, it just comes down to there are some things that do happen in life. But again, it's our choice to create that cause. When I live at cause, I'm responsible for this. If we had a really bad fight with the spouse, and even though I felt she, was I'm still a part of this. I still contributed to it, even if I didn't do anything wrong. So I own my part. I say that I'm going to be at cause here. The effect was the argument, but I was part of that at cause. This is the big step for when you start to run your own life, is that you take 100% responsibility for it. As you probably know, we live in a culture where that's nice to say, but most people really just want to blame other people. They want to blame the guy who has more money than them, or the woman who has a better partner than they do, the couple that has better kids. It's all that. The whole world, the government, the weather, all those things. That's that ebb and flow, as we were talking about in the previous principle of life. How we respond to it is that we're at cause. So where there's a cause, there's an effect. This is called karma, and not in the sense of reincarnation, but the sense of whatever's happening to me now, I've made some choices that are tied to it for in most cases. And so what's funny is we as human beings will make choices and then blame all kinds of situations, people, God, whatever, for the very choices that I made. And it's totally illogical. But when you say, I'm going to be at cause, I'm in this place, I'm in charge of me, and I'm totally responsible, then you get to control the effect. And guess what? That effect is the creation. So if you want to create your life differently, choose to be at cause. If you're at cause, then you have the ability to transcend those things. So hope this was helpful. We are down to just, I think, one more principle to go over. If you find value in these videos, please feel free to subscribe so you can stay updated on my latest work, conversations I have with leading thinkers in the fields that we're both interested in. So I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care.